guys, I just wanted to stop real quick and talk to you about something that I like to do. It's an acronym I was taught a long time ago, and it's SILLS, which is S-L-L-S. It stands for stop, look, listen, and smell. And when you're out here and you're scouting, you're running around, it's really important to know your environment, and you can get caught up, like I had spoken about earlier, with the using the Onyx app and stuff. Like, you don't want to be on your phone too much at the same time as you need to put that information down and get it into the phone. So every now and then, especially, you know, my hearing isn't that great, so when I walk I don't hear very much. I have to stop and I look around, I listen, and I smell, and for me, my senses get real heightened when I'm out here, just naturally. And I you know, I've done it before where I've smelt a bear before I could see him. Especially with some of the thick stuff that you can get into out here. It's just so nasty that you can be right up next to the darn thing, and if you don't stop around and look every now and then, you'll never know it's there. So I like to practice that. SILLS, stop, look, listen, smell. It very well could save your life one day.
So that right there, guys, is a old piece of steel. We're real close to a artifact site, but it's really like overgrown. I got the dog running around trying to keep bears and shit at bay. That way they can hear us before they see us. As you can see, we got a lot of the poisonous varieted items around. So I, of course, am being real careful. I have a hell of an immunity to the stuff. I don't really get it. But that's not always saying. Sometimes I do. We should be real close to where a mine site was. Because we're getting real heavy in the artifacts now, guys. Freya, please be careful. If you break your fucking pad off again, Anheuser-Busch, that's not that old. Hey. With me, because we stumbled into a garbage pile, doggo, and you're gonna cut your fucking pad again. So guys, you always want to be real careful of garbage piles. I've had it happen before where I've had to bust out the Stutcher kit on the dog because that was an animal, because of her being too rambunctious. Malinois particularly are not very graceful, if you want to say, when it comes to running through the wild. I wanted to take this video to introduce you guys to the pup. Freya, come here, sit down. Sit. You're not gonna sit, are you? You hear something. So Freya is a 5-year-old Belgian Malinois, my hunting partner, my right hand. She is the one that goes out with me on all my duck hunting trips for the most part, and then she's the one that retrieves any animal that I can hunt in the state of California with a canine. I do. One of her favorite things to get down on is a squirrel. But she doesn't mind coming out here and helping me figure out when there's a predator nearby. She's really good at that, really adept at that. It's something I definitely use when I'm out here running around in the bush, because her senses are way better than mine will ever be. On a side note here, guys, I want to stop by and show you this. We are definitely getting closer to something probably worth looking at. But I wanted to meet you guys with the dog. We're gonna cut back to where it's not so thick and do a more proper interview But this is the stuff we get into every day, and I wouldn't do it with anybody else. It's the only thing that doesn't call out in the morning and is always ready when I get up. So, I mean, really can't put a price on a good dog. Good girl. So what she's doing right there is, when she keeps her head still in one place for that long, she's marking something for me. She's letting me know that she hears, smells something that she wants, she likes over there. In the area that we're at, the elevation we're at, it's going to be one of a handful of things. Any number of predators that we commonly come across out here, and any number of, it could be a deer. She probably would have boogied after it if it was, though. She likes to chase them damn things. No, a predator is much more likely. There's probably a bear or something down there that's walking around. She's catching wind of it. The last about 100 yards, she was really wanting to like favor this side. She keeps stopping and looking back at me and making sure that I'm okay. I'll show you. And it's real subtle, and it doesn't seem like she's doing anything there. She's done it again there. She's letting me know there's something down there. And it could be, what do you got, Mom? What do you see? You see that leg go up just a little bit? That's nothing I've ever taught her. That's really just, it's something that's in her. I try not to take the natural instincts away from a dog like that. They're too darn smart. She's doing it some more. What do you smell, Frey? See, so like she stops her mouth movement. She closes her mouth. She's taking a big breath in there. She's pulling in a lot of scent. And those are things you want to pay attention to when you're running a dog out here in the mountains, because they will let you know long before you do that there's something there. Whenever she pays close attention to a tree, I'm gonna go ahead and look for scrape marks. I'm gonna look up it to make sure there ain't a cat sitting there. She's done it before where she's found them for me, and they were right under my nose. As you can see here, I don't know how well you could tell, that's an old logging road that they had abandoned, you know, X number of years ago. And there's even one above us up there at the top of that ridge up there is another road. So there's two. I mean, those are real thick and overgrown, but they're easily accessible for an animal that sits lower to the ground. So bears, deer, cats, they can walk right through it. The manzanita doesn't bother them none. And so a lot of times they can parallel and just tag along with you. You'd never know they were there. But the dog always knows. So Freya is a Belgian Malinois. She is purebred, if you will. They have an open pedigree though, so the typical restrictions that fall on a breed don't apply to these so much. When the Belgians came up with the breed, they really just wanted something that could work, and it does. It works. This dog doesn't have an off switch. She's 5 years old. Both her parents were in the 90-pound range, and so she's rather large. I mean, she's the size of a large male. At a female, she runs mid-80s, and she's really healthy at that size. Fast as I'll get still. It doesn't affect really much except for her ability to jump. She can't get as high as some of them. She hunts everything with me that I legally can. She'll find anything for me though. Overall a great dog. I mean, it's my hunting partner. You can't go wrong with her. It took a while to teach her how to hunt ducks and stuff like that, because they're not known for it, you know. Like it was, to teach her to have a hard mouth in one point and have a soft mouth at another was something that took a little bit of a learning curve. As far as like her tactical training and stuff, she's pretty much came equipped with it. I didn't have to teach her anything. She knew really what to do. The only thing I had to do was teach her when to do it and when not to do it. She is all around a really good dog. I mean, she sits 24, I want to say 23 at the withers. So I mean, a fair-sized dog. She's pretty large for her breed, but they, you know, and you Google it and what it says, but she is the hunting partner. That's the dog that you see come out with me on all my trips. I try not to do anything without her. I mean, the breed really requires you to be pretty active with them. I have 2 young kids, and as such, there's a bit of training with the kids and the dog that come and play with that. This isn't a breed that's for everyone. I keep seeing videos of Malinois and movies coming out, and not many people ever touch on what it really requires on a daily basis to keep an animal like this content, right? Because you owe them something when you buy into the breed, and it is something that you owe them a service. So I try to take her out on walks like this as often as I can, and especially in the off season, keep her fit. We got to keep her swimming because it is not necessarily natural for them. That took a lot of socializing. And keeping her, you know, just kind of just like a person should do. You want to do something that scares you every day. So we try to take her out of her comfort zone and put her into environments and situations that will teach her every day. The animal is amazingly smart. I got her, she is whelped within a month of my oldest daughter being born. So they grew up and imprinted on each other, which is very important for their bond. I've never had to worry about aggressiveness towards the kids, and I find a lot of that due to that. It is something that is, I think, imperative if you're going to have young kids. They need to be brought together at the right time. They were both so young, they learned how to be around each other at the same time as each other. So there was no one older than the other, and they really got to grow up together that way. She is every bit what the breed declares to be. She will run down a coyote on her own. If I don't call her off it, she'll take it. She's not scared to tree a bear, mountain lion, all on her own. I mean, it isn't smart. I don't try to get her to do it, but the dog is always working. The minute its eyes are open, it's ready to do its job. Whatever you teach it to do, it's going to want to do it constantly. She's always hunting something. I mean, I can't take her to the backyard without her trying to bring me back a squirrel, which she's done more than one occasion. She's brought me back a squirrel to the back door. And I think that it's something you guys should know. You know, that's as the channel grows and everything, I'm starting to bring her out. She's making more of a debut. I want you guys to know who is a part of the crew, and she definitely is a mainstay of what we do here. Freya, come. Can't get no better than that.